Hello, Jesus and Crafts. I am so happy to have you with me, and I am not pestered by you asking for this request. This is something that's easy that I can do. Um, so let's just jump into it. I think you were asking me for pens. I think you mentioned washi and markers and all that stuff. You got a lot of catching up to do because all of the things that you're asking, I have done tons of videos on in the past. But if you go under my created playlist and you see journaling, all of that is mixed in there. I cannot tell you which one it was. So you know what? We're going to have fun tonight, me and you and everyone else that's invited. And we're going to just go through this and do it all over again, just for you. So you're special. Jesus and Crafts. I mean, does it get any better than that, right? Okay. So on my desk, this is, I laugh because I think it's crazy, but this is just desk stuff. This is stuff that is just solely for the desk. But the stupid thing about it is this, that when you look right here, here's everything I need in my stationery luggage. So why do I need to have extras on the desk? I can't explain it. Easy to grasp, but honestly, Jesus in Crafts, or can I just call you Jesus? All right. It is really here because it's just extra. It's just an extra supply. And I figured, why not put it here on my desk so that way it can be just an easy grab instead of, unzipping the stationery. So you were interested in ink pens. Okay, so I'm going to go through everything carefully for you. So this video might be a little bit long. These right here are my twistables. I use these for Bible highlighting and underlining because you can erase them. They are just so good and they don't seep through on the other end. I purposely buy from Temu these kind of rubber grips, and I put them on here because I will get the thumb thing. All right, so there's that. And these are just some permanent markers. And I have these because this is my favorite color of plum, and they're rare. So I had those too. These are called the, let's see if you can see. All right, let me see if it won't focus. Too much in the background. Okay. There we go. It's called Crystal. C-R-I or Crystal. Crystal, yeah. C-R-I-S-T-A-L. And they are 1.6 millimeter from Bic. And I like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I got that. I hate when I have something under my nails. And you know what it is? It looks nasty, but it's catnip, because I had just dunked my hand in catnip because I'm cat sitting. So I apologize. But yeah, I love this because this is so bold. And 1.6 is my favorite for ink. It's so bold. It's such a rich, dark color of pink. Not pale pink, not pink, but a dark, rich pink. So that's why I have quite a few of them. These highlighters, and I will show you them in my storage, but I got them from Hobby Lobby, and they are glitter shimmer highlighters. You can't get any better than that. So I keep the pink, and I keep the orange, the yellow, the pink, and the green on my desk because they are literally the quick grab ones. This is just an extra Tombow. And here are my other favorite pens. It is Bic 1.6. And what I do is I remove this hard gripper and I replace the gripper with the ones that I purchased from AliExpress and Temu. So that way I can do along the writing. I like these because they're professional. I can use them no matter what scenario I'm dealing with. And then here's the same thing. These are regular Bic pens. Papermate's my favorite, but the Bic, but they're not what you think, because I'm always switching things around. I never just take things for what they are. I always have to make it my own, whether it's food, adding a zipper to a handbag that wasn't made to have a zipper, whatever. I got to make it my own. So what I do is, you see this, I pull this out. And when you pull it out, see, and now it's refillable. But the ink that is in here is the 1.6 ink in blue, because this is hard to write with. If I found one of these in pink, I would do the same thing. So that's what that is. These are just a little bit softer, and I did the same thing with the black. And all of this stuff is you can get on Amazon. The other pens that are in here are Papermate Profile 1.4. If I can pull one out, might not be any here. It's supposed to be, because I use these for refills, but I can't find any. Wait a minute, here's one. I love this. This comes with a beautiful set of purple and plum and hot pink, dark pink, light pink, blue, black. So if you ever get these Papermate profiles, and they're 1.4, they are absolutely awesome. I love them. Is there anything else? This pen you won't find. This is an old Office Depot pen that is my favorite, and you might find someone selling it on, what is it, Foray. You might find someone selling it on eBay. And I put the ink that I put in here is the Papermate Profile refill. I just pull it out of there and put it in there. So that's it for the desk pens. Well, not really. All right, so I'm going to take you over here. And in this cup is where I keep pen refills. And I keep my rubber grippies. This is my last one. This is just a pointer. I only use it for the pointer. Just a quick grab pointer. And as you can see here, I done made some mess, but these are just refills. Just pen refills. Wait a minute. I have got, and here are some more pen refills. So, and some more rubbers. So they go in there. All right, so that's it. Excuse me. For that. So now I'm going to take you down to in here. And this is where you get to see everything. And I like having this luggage because I can carry it wherever. You know, if I'm journaling in the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen. If I'm journaling in the living room or the dining room or wherever, I can take that. I can scroll that. This is just a little trash basket that I Velcroed. Hold on. We're going to go over here. I got to get my drink. All right. So, yeah. Now, if you want to see everything that's in this bag, there is a video for that, but I will make another one for you because I'm always changing things up. But I'm going to give you what you asked for. So in here is the washi. This is the washi that I keep my storage. That's stash stuff. And then here is the pens and markers that you said you wanted to see. And I think, no, wait a minute now. Oh, okay. All right, so we got to pull this out. And this also. These are extra pens that are strictly things that are pen and paper related, because I love that Papermate with the 4 ink colors, and I change out the inks. I mean, I pull out the whole color thing and switch it up to what I want it to be. So it's meant to be purple. I mean, it's meant to be red, blue, green. I've got purple. I've got pink, black, and blue. Those are the colors that I prefer. So I'm always editing. Always editing things. All right, so, all right, let's go ahead and let me get let's get back up on the desk. I'm so sorry. Back and forth, up and down. But that's what we're going to have to do because I want it to, you know, for it to be as comfortable as possible for both of us. So let's get in this desk right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in this thing up here. So hold on. Okay, so I've got y'all. I've got you here. I'm going to slide this down so that way we can go through these bags. And all of these bags I got, these two bags I got off of AliExpress. This one I got off of, what do you call it? Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Prime. All right, so I need a drink because my throat is killing me. It's something I deal with all the time. You know, I have, it's where you have permanent damage to your vocal cords, and it begins with the letter M. That's the name of the disease or the condition, but I can't remember how to pronounce it. So that's why I have these coughing spells, and I have to constantly drink something because I'll get, you know, that bad feeling or that soreness in my throat. My voice, you'll never know what I used to sound like, but it is not what I sound like now. All right. Okay. So a lot of times you'll see that I'm clearing out my throat. And sometimes it's like a never-ending story. I have good days and bad days. You know, so that's what that is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the pens. First, we'll start with this the smaller bag. Right here. I also, when I want to really journal, I always keep these on my desk. These are so good. And I just wrap them around here with a little, and that protects my finger. And I use them when I'm doing the long journaling and the prayer journaling, stuff that you know is going to take a long time. All right, so in here, my dear, are all of my dot pens, dot pens and mild liners. And believe it or not, I got a lot of my mild liners from Stationery Pal because they're like 34 cents or $1. You know, they're really cheap. And then I also got some from AliExpress. So these are the colors, the mild liners. I used to call these mid liners because I guess it was a dyslexia thing. But mild liners. And these are the colors that I got. I got the pastel colors because for what I needed them for, you know. I don't want the dark colors for it because these are mostly for certain type of projects. And then these are the dot pens, and I got these from Stationery Pal. Free the color spot. And then I love the earth tones. All right. So I keep them in here. Okay. And now in here, oh Lord, I'm thinking like I better not get any more or I'm going to need another pouch. Okay. Okay, so in here are all of my brush letter markers. And here are the glitter ones that I was telling you about that you like so much. I will even, wait a minute. I didn't want to do it on the green though, but I love how that looks. And there's one that is like, it gives an ombre effect. I love it. These are just, I love them. And they're great for brush lettering. But I love that broad stroke, you know, so these are definitely multi-purpose. And then these are my Fudenryori, and they are excellent also. I'm going to use, I really would rather use white paper, but I love these, and I got these for like $1 each on Stationery Pal, so that way I can pick what I want, you know. But look at that, look at that, you know, I love that. It's a little firmer, right? How many is this? It's firmer. The Fudenori is firmer than this, but it's still a great brushed pen when you're got your angle and you're on the right paper. And then here is another Fudenori. Look at that. I love that fuchsia. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, we have some more of the Tombow dual tip. And oh, you were talking about Dutch doors. Oh my gosh. That was not my first time doing Dutch doors. I've done plenty of Dutch doors. It just so happened you happened to see the one that I totally goofed up. So I'm going to have to. I owe you to show you some nice looking Dutch door I can find, because I've got journals everywhere. So I will find something. So yeah, so I have the Fudenori, and then I have these. Oh my gosh, these came from Amazon. They are expensive, but I bought them because I really want them, really wanted them, but I hoard them. And these are just like the best. All right, hold on. Let's do this down here the right way. I mean, look at this. Okay, I just love the feel of these. I just wish that they, you know, were a little thicker in the hand. But I love these. They are called Stabilo Pen 68 brush. Oh man. Let me see what else is in here. It shouldn't be anything else because I'm very particular. All I want is Fudenori and the Stabilo and the Tombow. Those are the only ones. And I just have all the colors that I wanted. And so that is it for my brush lettering. These are the ones that work best for me. And so that is that. The other pens that I use, honestly, are inside of the journals, you know, or the melodies. So I'm not going to be able to pull out every single one of those, but mostly they're just what you already saw. They're either going to be these pens or they're going to be these with a different type of rubber grip on them. All right, now let's go to the washi. All right, hold on a second. And this drink, for all that are wondering, it's papaya, 0 sugar papaya juice, poison, with a lemon that I got from a meal that I had ordered. I always hoard lemons, even though it wasn't organic. I know it's really high in poison, but I put it in here. The best lemon is lemon, the actual lemon. I mean, you can just tell the difference between the lemon juice, even if it's organic, and the actual lemon. Okay, so anyway, here is my overstuffed. Look at this. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, Jesus and Crafts. This is what you wanted. Okay, so this is, all of this is washi that came from Live Love Posh when they had a really big sale. Okay, you see that? And these are the colors that I love. I love the plums and the soft pinks. So all of that is on here. All right. And here is more Live Love Posh, but this is Planners Anonymous. And then this here, I don't know why this is on 2 different rings, but okay, I'm color coding. Okay, gotcha. So I have my blues and my pinks, And this too is from Planners Anonymous. This I got off of, what is it? Hobby Lobby, I believe. So these are color coded. All right. And then these also, Planners, what do you call it? Live Love Posh. This is either Live Love Posh or Happy Planner. It's Live Love Posh. Okay. And so now that's it for the thinner ones. All of these are from my subscription for from Plannything. All of this is Plannything. And because I am not going to put these on rings, because it's just would be crazy, because I still have this subscription. I think no, this one's not. This came from AliExpress. This is Plannything. I love Plannything's washi. She knows exactly what to give us. This I got from Hobby Lobby. And let's see, what is this? I can't remember where this came from, but it was, I think it was, I want to say Planners, I want to say it's either Amazon or, I don't know. I can't remember where I got that from. And again, this is from Plannything. So these are my washies. And I love them because I always have a great idea for how to use these. Okay, so these here, this came from AliExpress. So we've got all of these washies. And this is Planners Anonymous. Beautiful. This is from Hobby Lobby. And I always make sure I try to have at least 2 of each thing. This is Planners Anonymous. Planners Anonymous right here. More Planners Anonymous. And more of the Hobby Lobby. Planners Anonymous. Planners Anonymous. And this was AliExpress. This was Narrative Hues or either Simply Gilded. Simply Gilded. And then the purple one is Planners Anonymous. And then this is Planners Anonymous. No, wait. This is Amazon. No. Simply Gilded. And then this is Simply Gilded. And then that's that. So that's how I keep them kind of organized. But I'm not done yet. In here is where I keep all my washi cutter cards. In here is where I keep all of my wide. And this is from Hobby Lobby. And this is Hobby Lobby. So there's 2 of each inside of here. And that's that side. Now on this side here, now this is the big pocket. This is where the huge washi is. So we have 2 of these, and they all came from Amazon. Oh no, this came from AliExpress. Is that not beautiful? I forgot I had it. Wow. Yeah, I'm in love with this washi. So there's 2 of that, and then there's 2 of these. So I've got everything I need for my perfect spreads. Now, moving on. Yeah, there's more. I never intended for this bag to be this thick. I'm telling you the truth. All right. I have a project box. Jesus and Crafts. This is my project box. These are things that you guys have seen before. These are things that I've started working on. These flowers that are gilded that I think you asked me about. These all came from Amazon. And I did a video of that too. Yeah. And they're all from Amazon. I love them, but I have no place to store them. I would love to put some of them in my stash, but I don't have it, you know, and I don't love them that much. You know, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? So they're just going to stay in the project box. These are just some tags that I want to make with you guys. But here is my project box washi that I have selected just for projects, certain projects. So that's what that's, you know. So it's just, I guess you could say it's stuff that I just want to hurry up and I want to get rid of. But that's not necessarily true. Because when it comes to my Panda Bear book, I am not in a rush to get rid of it. But I just don't have any place for it to stash it. I just don't. So, all right. I don't want to close that yet. I got something I got to do. All right. I think you also mentioned where I store my stickers. Let me think. I'm trying to remember everything that you said. All right. I have what you call my sticker notebook. And that is inside of that stationery bag that I just showed you. So I'm going to pull it out. All right. Now, inside of that stationery luggage, where I kept all the other stuff that I showed you, is this notebook. And this is, again, something I made, I put together. You remember when Mojo came out with her sticker book, sticker storage book. This is just spatulas. I had to make my own. I had to make it work for me. I wanted it to be classic size. So I changed out the rings, put it in a happy planner thing, and I cut it down because it was sticking out too far. And so I'm going to show you what we have going on in here. So this is page 1. All of this, Live Love Posh came out with a set called The Lined Florals. I think I bought about 6 or 7 of those books. And I just picked out the ones that I liked the best. And I put them, and I cut it down. Used the ones that I cut, and then kept this. And this is all lined florals from Live Love Posh. You know what? The majority of the stuff in here is Live Love Posh. Right here. I love that. I am not done, as you can see. I still have more that I want to add. And I'll show you why and where that is. And I try to categorize them. But I love this. So I cut that down. And then on this side, you have these. Isn't that not gorgeous? And that's all Live Love Posh. So there's that. And then this too is Live Love Posh. I love the lined look. And then you flip it over. Oh, is that not gorgeous? Look at those. And I can't tell you which book they came from. Because these are a lot of old stuff. And then here we have more of the lined florals. And to keep from having it, what do you call it, bulking out too much and have my luggage tip over, I have to try to keep things down. Now this right here is not Live Love Posh. This right here is just, what Wrong had a sunflower sticker book. And that was on Amazon. So I just picked it, the ones that I liked, and put it in here. Isn't that not gorgeous? So that's what's in there. And then here we have some more Live Love Posh. Live Love Posh. And oh, back here, these came from a book that I got off of AliExpress. But they sell it on Amazon. And it's just all of these beautiful florals. and I just had to stash them. So I took what I wanted and I put it in here. Isn't that lovely? I want this for tonight while I'm here. That's actually out of place anyway. All right, so yeah. So that's in the back. All right, here is more that did not come from an actual, you know, like Live, Love, Posh. Or not. All of these came from AliExpress. And that's where I put that. Now, that's Planners Anonymous. Oh, this is actually, yeah, this is Live, Love, Posh. I love the vines. That's my theme. That's another story that for another video, but I love that stuff. Okay, so, yeah. All right, and then here is Planners Anonymous. And that's all of that right there that I made. And then more Planners Anonymous. No, this actually is not Planners Anonymous. This right here is actually Live, Love, Posh. And, you know what? Yeah, this is all Live, Love, Posh. This is Live, Love, Posh. This might not be Live, Love, Posh. This might be, yeah, it is. It's either that or Hell of a Plan. Let's take that to the side. And let's take that to the side. And let's take that to the side. So, I'm glad you actually asked me. Because you know what? I can sort this out a little bit better. You know? All right, I got to take my bathrobe off because I'm starting to get hot. Whoo, child. Oh, my Lordy. Whoo, gosh. All right, so, and then these are just extras, and these are extra sheets. So when I want to do some homemade stuff, I can do it. But, yeah. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. I'm going to take this out. Give me... All right. Let's do this. Why is this? Okay. All right. Looks like I butchered this up. It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. All right. So, Miss Jesus in Crafts, how is your day going? I hope that you are having a good day. I really do. So that's that. But like I said, this is not completed. You see how thin it is, right? And that's what I wanted because I really, really, really need to keep it thin. But I do have room now to add just a little bit more without it being too heavy and causing my... All right, so let's move on. All right. So you asked, and I'm giving it to you. I'm pulling all my stuff out. And oh, man. And here is Bible Journaling Essentials, Volume 1 and 2 from Amber Plans Her Day. And I put them in here. You know how when you buy a sticker book, right? And there's stuff in it that you don't want, you know. So I use this as a cover. And all of these are the quotes that I liked the most. These are the quotes that are fitting for what projects I would make. And I cut them down. And then I have these that came from Black Mountain Plans. And it's gratitude. And these right here, I want them to go on there like that. So that's why they're there. That's the only reason why they're there, because that has nothing to do with this. They would be stored somewhere else, but I want them strictly for that. Okay, this one right here is Rainbow Box Basics. Again, this is what I did. I whited it out. I needed it to be for my fitting. So it's really Rainbow Basics, but this is Rainbow Box Basics. And what you're going to find in here, my dear, is all of the boxes that I wanted, you know, that I had use for. Because these boxes I could easily put in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Or gratitude or prayer. Same thing with these. Those header boxes. I have shifted. I really don't have a need for these boxes. I really don't. These ones, yeah, but not so much. But I'm still keeping them. I'm definitely still keeping them. I prefer the scalloped boxes. These I don't like. I really don't like these at all. But the scalloped ones I actually like. I just wish they were a little longer. You know, I just wish that they were a little longer, but you get what you get, right? And you make do with whatever it is that, you know, you want to do. And the only reason I say that is because, you know what? I can't always get Wednesday in there. I don't care what you do. You're not going to get Wednesday in there. You're going to have to do some sticker surgery. And that's why I don't like these. And if you want your days of the week to be larger, same thing, you know. And I like it large and bold, but that's the cover for that. And I keep these in the back of my storage stickers, my stationery storage. All right, so here we go. Days of the week. I keep these in here. So I guess you could call this my functional stuff. So now you see how small these are. Now they would fit perfectly in the box. But I never use this size. They're too small. I don't need these. The only time I would use these is in my planner. And I don't like the clear. I only like the white paper. And if I use the clear, that means I got to use the white out. So I really am not a big fan of these. But these here, what is that? Did I just ruin something? All right. These here came from Amber Plans for Day. But they're the clear ones. But I got more of the other ones. I just haven't, you know, put them away yet. But yeah, these are the ones that I would definitely use in my happy planner because they're small. Okay, now these right here, this is stuff that goes in my journal. Prayer journal, regular journal. I love these. These are my ones. And look at how big that is. You know? So that isn't going to fit in those boxes. You know, unfortunately, Meg Tipton doesn't make these like this anymore because she said that what it does is it does something to her Cricut. You know? And so I will never be able to get these from her again in these large sheets like this. So you know what that means? I would have to make my own on my own, you know, thing, which, you know, I'm not going to do, right? I'm not going to do it. All right, and then here are more of these from Amber Plans Her Day, and they're the ones that I prefer. See that? And then these actually came from, what's that woman's name? Mojo. That goes over there. So these are actually the ones that I prefer. It's all about the journaling and the Bible journaling. That's what my thing is. So that's those stickers. But wait, there's more. So I hope you put this in your watch later because this is going to be a while. Now these are called my minis, and these are the stickers that I put because they have no home. They literally don't fit in anywhere else, and they're tiny. They're all little tiny stickers. All of this came from Black Mountain Plans. So you see that? What's up? These came from Etsy. A lady on the Etsy shop. Let me put that there. Let me see. Okay. All right. And this came from Cute Cut Craft. I can't remember where these came from. I believe it was Hobby Lobby. Oh my gosh, this came from a pet party sticker book that's on Amazon and AliExpress and Temu, but they cost more on Amazon. This is Cute Cut Craft. So as you can see, I hoarded those. This is all from the Coquette set from Hobby Lobby. These were the bows that I liked the most. Matter of fact, it's from this sticker book. I purchased 8 of these. So I'm going to be pulling the ones I like and putting them in here, because I keep buying more while they have the sales, 40% off. So these are now these stickers, these bows, they came from Live Love Posh. I got more of them. This is Happy Planner Bow Roses. Planners Anonymous. Now, all of this is miscellaneous little stickers of little girls that you can just put around a box and give you a quote. They're all very loving and affectionate so that they can go into my prayer journal. This actually does not belong here. This is supposed to be a die cut. So that has to go somewhere else. And it's too big. It's way too big. So I'm glad that I'm showing you this. Just when I thought I had everything perfect. So all of these stickers came from AliExpress. You can also get them on Temu. And I got them on Amazon. Amazon being $15 a book, whereas it's $6 a book on AliExpress. And so I can't tell you the name of these books, where they came from. This does not belong here. That goes with the die cuts. So I'll have to fix that. All right, and then we have these. This is about the largest that I will allow to go into these books. And as you can see, I love my little chubby girls. That came from AliExpress. And I try to fit as many on a page that I can. This came from a book from Amazon, which I will show you later. Okay. And this does not go here. That goes with my die cuts. And I made a video showing all my die cuts. But like I said, you got a lot of catching up to do. Oh my gosh, I don't mind doing this at all. I really don't. Let's see if there's any other spaces that we can put a girl. I would have to move her. Yeah, I'd have to move her way up. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. And I always save certain sticker sheets just in case, because you never know when you want to save. All right, we can fix this little girl. Put her in here. I don't categorize these like I do some of the other stuff, because the whole key is to see how much I can get on one page. So I don't care about size, shape, color, or any of those things. I just need to be able to fit you in. All right, so where did we leave off? Okay, we left off, I think, here. Yeah. So there we go. And all of these came from little books and little die cut pieces, but they're so tiny. They were so small. That's why they had to go into this book. And so you see, we have all these different versions. And this is a sticker that I had AI make me stickers. They give me the image that I want, and then I just make die cuts. Okay, and then that's it, and that's all I have left. And then back here you get a pouch with some stuff. So this is where I keep all of my minis, and that is also in a pocket in the stationary luggage that I showed you. All right, but guess what? That ain't it. There's more. Hold on. So grab a drink. Please go grab a drink. Hold on. Okay, now this is on the left side of my, the right side of my stationary luggage, because I have to have it all balanced out so that the thing doesn't lean. These are my die cuts, and the pouch came from Planners Anonymous from their subscription. So as you can see, these are the big stickers. These are the big ones. Okay, these are all things, internet images that came from, that AI made for me. I have my dudes. See, someone like this you can put in your prayer journal. You know, you can put her in your prayer journal. There's no theme, you know what I mean? And then there's that girl that came from the same book as that other girl I showed you. So that's what I like. I want someone, you know, I can create what their mood is. This man's pondering, he's thinking. You know, I've got lovely quotes that will go with this guy. And this was AI generated just for me because I wanted a cowboy, but I wanted someone who was seasoned, a man who's been through some things that could represent me, you know. And that's how I got, so AI made him for me. I don't sell any images. I don't, you know, copyright stuff. So these are this, you know, some more. These are, I bought a sticker book and I made copies of the images. And let me see if I have it. Certain stickers that came from this book right here. So that's what I do, because I don't want to, instead of just keep buying and buying and buying when there's only a certain amount of stickers that are in the book that you want, you just go ahead and create those images. So there's that. So these are all die cuts. Yeah. And there's a few that are smaller, but they can go in here even though they're smaller, but they're not tiny. You know, this is like the smallest that I will let them be. You know, I think she's so cute. And so that is where these stickers are going to go. So what I'll show you what I'm going to do. But let me charge you up. Hold on. Let me charge you up. So that way I don't lose you. And again, I do apologize that that this thing is, you know, let me see if I can turn on the extra light. If I can give you some more light, that might help. All right, hold on. All right. Wow, this is bright. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to pull this plastic off of this. So that way I don't touch my stash. All right. And I'm put that back. And I'm going to take this girl and I'm going to put her right here on this shiny paper. And now she goes towards the front with the smaller die cuts right in there. Same thing with this girl. I'm going to put her right there. And put her right there in the middle with the die cuts that are her size. So I have small, medium, and large. So yeah, I organize it that bad. Oh gosh, but you know, it is. I do what I gotta do, you know, to make it work. So am I going to be able to get her on here? Good enough. Yeah, so that's what I do. You know, if the sticker book is something that has, you know, a few stickers that I really like, but it's like I don't want to keep buying and buying and buying and buying. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I will make copies of it and do it that way. Okay, so that takes care of, let me see, one more. We're going to make one more. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. One second here. I'm going to make another one. I just got to get it. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate your patience. Okay, so this is the silky side. I'm going to put her in. Put her right down there. Okay, so that's that. And then these right here are die cut quotes. These are for people who have, you know, anxieties. How are you feeling today? And to put a little person beside that, you know, it's great. I got these on Amazon. And in here is just a plethora of various types of, you know, be positive. And all of these came from Amazon. These are like little, they were supposed to be little scriptures, but they're just, you know, for the aesthetic of that vintage. Then we got Bible scriptures, stuff like that. So that's what's in here. for that. And then these here are miscellaneous. This and the miscellaneous is just one thing and one thing only. And we can't get it open. Hold on. If I can't get it open, I will cut it. Well, I don't have to cut it. All right. All right, so what we're going to have to do is, there's something is, I don't know why it is doing this. There we go. And where is the zipper? All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to bite it. Okay, so now it's fixed. No, it's not fixed. Hold on. I gotta bite down a little bit harder. So that way I can ensure that we can get this bad boy open and closed again. All right, hold on. Okay, we fixed it. And all of these came from, look at that, Amazon. They're all the same cut, nice and neat. They fit in perfectly in this pouch. And these are all like long stem flowers. And I got them from Amazon. See that? And they're so much easier to pull off the paper than the ones that are actually shaped. And then the last but not least is just little animals. Like, all this is from AliExpress. Little kitty cats, Snoopy, dogs, doesn't matter where they came from. They're just a miscellaneous array of animals. You got your lions, and you know why I would pick that. And we have these beautiful cats. And so these are just die cuts of cute things. I love Snoopy. So yeah, and all of this is in previous videos. I've got like over 800 videos, but there are some that are not published. I mean, you know, not available for subscribers to see. All right, let me just double check and make sure that that's it for the stickers. There are more stickers. All right. This right here is where I store from Scrapbooking with Me. Is this beautiful, beautiful digitals. And it's called Print and Ship that she makes from Scrapbooking with Me. And I don't know if these are still available or not, but these are the ones that I stashed, you know? You can't use up everything. You got to keep something just to even, you know, just to sit back and look at. Let me see, I'm not going to show all of these, but on the sides of the storage container, this you know, stationary luggage, I have these scenery books. This is the only place where I keep scenery. Okay? And this is where I keep ephemera. And this is where I keep quotes. That's the back. And that's where I keep quotes. And we have scrapbook paper. Look at that. So I keep all of this together in a side pouch because they all work together. This is my vintage aesthetic theme. And this is the only place where I keep scrapbook paper and this whole, I call it the Tim Holtz theme. And I have two versions on each side of my whatchamajiggy. The one on the other side from Trusted Seeds, this is also from AliExpress as well as Amazon. $6 on AliExpress, $15 on Amazon. And it's just another Trusted Seeds, but it's filled with cabins, ice cream trucks, trees. It's all scenery stuff. That's the whole point. Scenery stuff, a different set of quotes, a different set of these aesthetics, you know, and a different set of these stationery stuff, you know, so you can do the rip torn. So that's how I have it all organized. The other sticker books, I'm not going to be able to go through them all with you right now, but these are sticker books that need to be, how can you say it? I need to go through them and put them where they need to be. This is Mojo Jojo Plans, and then this is the lovely Blooming Faith from Live Love Posh. It has just everything in it. Then we have Luxe Spring, Luxe Summer, Luxe Jewel Tone Blooms, Bright Blooms, Pastel Blooms, Luxe Winter, Chic Crafter, Chic Planner, and then we have The Art of Becoming, Winter Florals. And I don't know if you've ever seen, this is Anika's Creative Closet. Look at the florals in that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh my gosh. So I have that in there. And then we have spring florals. And then we have summer florals. So that would take forever. However, all of these are flip throughs that I've done in my videos. You just have to look where you see, you know, like sharing that happy mail or happy haul. But that's where I keep them. And that's where they have to stay until I can go through them and figure out which ones I'm going to stash, which ones would go in my project box. But that is, it just has to stay in that space. That space was created just for it. The other thing that I didn't show you is my desk stickers. That is so stupid. But these are stickers that I will not include in my stash anymore. But they are so beautiful. So I keep them right here on the desk. If I'm doing something, I can just grab these really quick. They're my favorite things, animals and florals. Just animals and florals. Stick people from Happy Planner, but it's all Happy Planner. And I'm not in a hurry to use it. That's where its home is. If there was a fire, yes, I'd grab it. But that's what that is. That's desk stickers. And then there's these. This is just desk. Look at that. This is just a whole aesthetic of, you know, that vintage stuff. The stuff I just showed you. But instead of going into the pocket of the stationery storage, I just have a quick grab on the desk. The back of this is the stickers I said I would show you later. These are this came from Amazon. All of this came from Amazon. And that is a whole set of not only just washi paper, washi stickers, food, coffee. There's the girls in all their different outfits, their different color schemes. And yeah, I had to buy more than one. So when I finished the first book, I just put the remaining ones inside of the little tiny, you know, inside of here, so that I could go ahead and throw the book away. But these two books I taped together because they work well together, and they just stay on the desk, tucked in right behind this here. So the last thing I want to show you is a nice looking Dutch door, because you saw the one that was a disaster. So hold on and let me grab something and we'll be right back. Okay, this was the first one that I grabbed. This one is incomplete. This one has to be shaded in with ink. And I'm going to make it a pretty shade of pink. And then I'm going to take a black brush letter. And I'm just going to write Jesus right across it. Or I might just draw a box. A pretty box. And then, as you can see, I used the two different washies. And this is just one Dutch door. This is not my favorite Dutch door. But if you really want to see some impressive Dutch doors, go to Amy Plans Things. There's also B Planner Be Planner Happy, and B is 2 words. And there's another lady. Oh, I can't think of her name. It's a young girl who does extreme, and I mean extreme, Dutch doors to the point where it's exhausting. I love watching her, but it's like I just don't have that kind of patience. But this is just like a little mini Dutch door right here. And there's so many ways you can make Dutch doors. Lori Dean Plans is a lady who makes crazy Dutch doors. Horizontal, vertical, and multiple doors, you know. But yeah, this is just, let me see if I can find one more. Hold on. Okay, this is a Dutch door that I came across that I made a long time ago. And I just used all these hearts. And then I put prayers. As you can see, there was the planty thing washi, scalloped washi that I showed you a little while ago. And then I called this Jeepster Joy Oceans vibe. But I put these rhinestones, these little puffy things on it. But this would be definitely considered a little Dutch door right here. So you get the gist of it. I have some beautiful Dutch doors, but I can't find them. I don't remember what books they're in. But they're going to be in these type books, these Happy Planner journals, because they have the thick paper that are perfect. But I've got journals in the kitchen. No, yeah. In the dining room and back here. So I'd have to go grab them. But I just want to give you an idea that disaster I made. Oh, man. I had to rip that thing out. But that was stupid of me anyway, because the paper was too thin. And I thought if I glued it together, you know, that would make it better. But I was really just experimenting. Okay, so that is it. Let me see if I can get you out of here without... So that is it. That is a whole bunch of stuff. And then there's the luggage. You see it's tipping over, right? So that is all that I can think of at the moment. There are some stuff out in the kitchen, the dining room. I'm not going to go into all of that because it's a lot. But thank you for watching. Thank you for asking. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being curious enough to want to know, you know, what I got going on. These are my bookshelves with all my Bible stuff and my journals and all of my planners, whatever you want to call them things. So I'm heavy into this for what works with me. And I'm like you, I've got Jesus with me all the way with his amazing grace. So there's a little short, what do we call it? Little tour, little mini tour. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to tend to my throat, and I'm going to make me a nice healthy salad. And I am going to see you real soon, I hope. Thank you again for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting and sharing. I appreciate it all. And I hope that this does answer your questions. You know, I wish I could have went into a little bit more detail, but I know that the video would end up being 2 hours long. So I wanted to hurry up and just like dive into it. There's still other stuff that's in there. So if you're interested in the other things, I will be glad to make another video about it, because like I said, it is somewhere in my journaling playlist, and I don't know where it is. You know, have fun, enjoy, and God willing, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.